Hello and welcome back. Today I am going to make some wild salmon cakes. Yum! Typically people use a canned salmon, but I am going to use a fresh sockeye salmon, and the butcher was nice enough to take the skin off for me. So I'm going to save the skin for another day, and I'll crisp that up and maybe top a salad or something like that with it. Anyway, let's go ahead and get right into this. Okay, so this is really nice, and you could do it yourself at home, fillet it out, but I just wanted to push the easy button today and have them skin it for me. So please remember that your butcher is there to help you out. Sometimes they'll do nice things like this, and I'm gonna save this and crisp it up for something else at a later time. So I'm just gonna go in and make sure that I don't have any bones, pin bones, and I can take those out. They look like this, and you can, if you run your finger along, you can feel them poking out. And I'm just running my fingers up and down the middle, and I'm pulling them out. I think I did a nice job, and I got the ones out that I can feel. Fillet is ready to mince down. I'm just gonna break this down a little bit to make it easier for me. Pretty finely, like a tartare. Sometimes you'll find another little bone that you missed, which is good. Pull it out and keep on going. So I've broken it down pretty good. I'm just gonna line it up, and I'm going to do the quick chop. I wish I had a butcher's knife. I'm just gonna fold it back over, get my line closer together again. So I was inspired by this recipe from a gentleman named Chef John, and he has a YouTube channel and a website where he posts all his recipes. He made salmon cakes, and I tried his variation. It was delicious. So you should check him out if you like the cooking videos. He's also very talented chef doing videos. So Chef John Food Wishes is his YouTube channel. All right, so I've got this in a nice little pile again, and I'm gonna just keep cutting this down quickly. Okay, my camera just fell over. Nice. Let's continue. Should have gotten my bigger cutting board. Stuff is flying all over the place. Okay, I think that's about good. My salmon is nice and small little pieces, and I'm just gonna add this to the bowl. Now to this, I'm gonna add celery. You want your celery, onion, and peppers all to be about the same size. A fine dice is what I would call it. That looks like about what I'm looking for. So one of the things I'm gonna do is saute up my vegetables before I add them to the salmon mixture. So I'm gonna start a pan and bring it up to a medium heat with a little bit of olive oil. Traditionally they just use the red pepper, but I thought it was gonna add a nice little color. I have a yellow pepper here as well. So my trinity of beginnings, which would be celery, onion, and red pepper, is adding a little bit more flavor with my yellow pepper. I think sometimes color equals flavor. When something looks good, it definitely tastes better. Okay, peppers are done. Now, final is the onion. Like the Cajun chef, he always used to say, onion. Gotta put some onions in that. And top it with cayenne. That was his favorite seasoning. A little bit of cayenne pepper. I think that guy's name was Justin. Now I can't remember his last name. An icon. He used to be on PBS cooking shows when I was a kid. All right, that looks about the way I want it to. My Trinity, celery, onion, and pepper, with a little variation of my yellow pepper. You do want to have the ingredients pretty balanced in the portion. I think I'm pretty good right here. So I'm gonna pop this over to the pan and just wilt it down. So I have my ingredients here, and I'm just going to add them to the pan. Now to this, I'm gonna add this special spice mix. I have a little bit of parsley, tarragon. I have Cajun seasoning, smoked paprika, and a splash of turmeric. And I'm going to put this to cook with the vegetables so that some of these flavors will start to bloom a little bit. I do like using fresh herbs, but today I just had dried herbs available, so that's what I'm doing here. Mix this around. Ooh, all those herbs smell so good. All right. Also, I'm going to add to this some onion powder, garlic powder, salt and pepper. Give it another little shake and just let it cook down, and the onions will start to caramelize. Now, since I put the turmeric in there, it's going to give it a nice bright orangey kind of color to it, which I thought would complement that red of the salmon. Sockeye tends to hold its color a little better than some of the other salmons. I'm going to add just a dash of olive oil. The spices soaked up all that oil, so I want to keep a little bit of moisture, fat moisture in this pan so that everything browns up a little bit. While that's cooking, I am going to go ahead and add the mayonnaise to the salmon mixture and a squeeze of fresh chunky garlic right into the salmon. Okay, so my mixture is nicely wilted. A little bit of caramelization on that. I'm going to let it set to cool until I'm ready to incorporate it into the salmon. To this one, I'm going to add a couple of tablespoons of mayonnaise. That's about 2 wedges worth. Right on top. That's going to make it nice and zesty. And I'll save the remainder of the lemon. I caught my seeds in my hand just to make sure. I'm going to save the other half of the lemon for garnish. So I have my mayonnaise, lemon juice, and fresh crushed garlic in here. For my new keto diet, I'm going to use pork rinds instead of crackers or panko or breadcrumbs. I've seen a few of the keto channels use pork rinds instead of breadcrumbs. So this is my first attempt. I hope it makes it even more delicious. So I'm just gonna sprinkle in a little bit of that. I'll save a little bit to roll around on the outside of the cakes after they've had a chance to incorporate. So we'll just start getting this stirred in. All right, that's about done. Now I'm going to add the vegetables. I just popped them in the freezer real quick to give them a little bit more of a cool down and get all the good stuff out of here. A little bit of this cooking fat will help give the salmon even better flavor, and it might help it stick together, brown a little nicer. And I'll just fold the rest of this in, and then I'm gonna let it chill for at least a couple hours to incorporate all the flavors. That looks just about right. So this is gonna set up a little bit in the fridge. A couple hours should do, and then I'll make some patty and get this cooking. All right, now I'll pop it in the fridge to chill for a couple hours. Okay, so it's chilled for a little bit, and I'm gonna make up one of these beautiful little salmon cakes. I'm only gonna make one because I'm cooking this for dinner later, but we can see how it looks and have a taste. This is a little trick I learned from that Chef John. He just dusted his plate with breadcrumbs, so I'm going to do the same with my pork rinds. I'm just going to drop one down. I'm going to make 2 little ones. There we go. Flip it over, get some on the other side. Make these about the same size. Then I'm going to drop these into a nice hot pan with a little bit of olive oil. Okay, so I think my pan is hot. My oil is spinning around pretty easily. And I'm just going to put these right in. Perfect. There we go. Just mix it around a little bit. So I'm going to let this cook about 1/3 of the way up until I see the colors start to change, and then I'll flip them over. Oh, nice. Uh-oh, that one's falling apart a little. I think the longer you keep it in the refrigerator, it makes it set up a little better and they stick together really nicely. I think I took it out a little too early to make this video, but they still are looking good. I'm getting just a little bit of color. Now you can cook this to medium rare, or if you like it all the way done, then you can cook it to your likeness. But it's a nice high quality salmon that I used, so I'm going to try to get this out right around medium rare. That looks good. I'm just going to turn off my burner. So I've taken just a little bit of the pork rind dusting and have put that on my plate so that I have a nice presentation. Ooh, sizzling salmon cakes. Look at that. Awesome. Nice crispy golden texture. And I'm going to add a nice little dollop of my fresh made tartar sauce from the other day. And we have a nice pretty little presentation of salmon cakes. I'm gonna take a taste test now. Okay, so for the final moment, I am going to taste this lovely salmon cake. I'm just gonna keep eating. Wow. So the pork rinds did a pretty good job. I'm really quite impressed. I think that you need to watch out for your salt content. So maybe, because pork rinds are a little bit salty, if you're using that for a keto sub-in for the salmon cake, then maybe you need to just watch how you season with the salt. Perhaps if you're not familiar with salting your food, then maybe you should wait till the very end and then taste it. If it needs just a pinch of salt, then just dust fresh sea salt over the top when you're done. But wow. I'm very happy with my salmon cake. Too bad I have to wait and not eat all of these, because then I'll be too full for dinner. Well, I'm really happy with the salmon cake recipe. It turned out really nicely. Tastes just right with the pork rinds, which is a new thing, a little experimental. But hey, experiment in the kitchen. That's what it's all about. I hope you enjoyed watching today, and you can take some tips from the video or make your own salmon cakes and let me know how they turned out. And I can't wait to see it next time. Please like and subscribe to the channel. I will see you soon. Leave comments down below. Tell me what you think. Cheers. Have a good day. I've got to have one more bite. Mmm.